सिटी मत बजाओ.
Me. Me.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. How are you?
Pretty good.
Well, that's good.
Happy Wednesday.
I'm sorry.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you too. Are you doing anything big for Thanksgiving next week?
No, actually, my family lives pretty far away, so I
Mm,
think the time is going to be a over Zoom type Thanksgiving.
nice. Where do they live?
They live in Kenya.
Oh,
That's where
yeah,
I'm
that is
yeah,
far.
yeah, that's where I'm from. But we usually do something around the holidays. But this year it's a bit different, obviously.
Yeah, slightly different. Wait, I didn't realize that you were from Kenya. How long have you lived in the United States?
I moved here when I was a kid. I was like
Oh,
9,
okay.
so
Got
been
it.
here
So
for
you've
a very long time.
been here for
That's why I
forever.
don't have accent or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a very neutral accent. It's like it's not a West Coast or Southern or Northeastern or just it's the Fami accent.
I like it. Unique. I'll take it.
The place that I lived in for a good chunk of my life, Allentown, Pennsylvania, is where they send most of the national newscasters to live for a little while before they go on the news because they've determined it's one of the most like accent neutral locations, which I always found that to be like a fun tidbit. Yeah, they send a lot of national newscasters to live there for like 3 to 6 months before they put them on the air.
That's cool. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's,
A place with no accent.
yeah, I like to think that I have none, and I think that sometimes the southern one kind of creeps in, and I don't really know that. The only southern idiom that I really like is y'all, because it's inclusive.
Yeah. No, I use that quite a bit.
I got rid of my my northeastern use guys pretty quickly.
Use guys. I think as far as our team, it's only today. I think Amber has the doctor's appointment or something.
Okay, no problem.
So,
I think we can be kind of brief today because I know some people are at KubeCon, and I'm planning on I'm attending, so I'm planning on going to the conference talk. But I think your PR is ready to merge. I don't think there's any blockers now. I'm happy to merge it whenever you want me to.
yeah, ready whenever you are. I have the other piece of work pretty much done, so I just have to rebase and then do a little bit of cleanup, and I should put up the other PR relatively soon as well.
Cool. I'm merging yours as we speak, just so that I don't forget, because I will, and then it'll be like Friday, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I meant to do that. All right, so that's merged to master, which we have to change that to main eventually, but the OpenTelemetry people said to wait until GitHub has that automatic. So I don't think that that's a huge, I haven't heard any huge complaints about that yet, but I'm planning on doing that when that's possible. So you said you have another, you said your other piece of work is just going to be rebasing to this and probably making a couple more small changes.
Yeah. So the other half, trace state headers bit, because I think right now all that we do is the file that we have in there is just to add to the trace state headers to an array in the span context. But I think I'm adding like the ability to, actually take those out and put in what you want. So give whoever's using it a bit more control, because that's the vendor specific piece here. That's more important to folks rather than the trace parent, which is just the actual propagation bit.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good to me. Thank you for that PR. That one was great. I was like trying to find stuff to fix in it or to comment on, just to like make you know that I was reading the PR, and it was hard for me to even do that. You did a really nice job with that one.
Yeah, it's funny because we did this work for our agent, and our agent's written in C, but it's a PHP extension, and it's completely different the way that we did it and the way that it's done here, which is interesting. It was cool.
So you got to use all of your know-how and knowledge from that to do the right thing here, huh?
Yeah, I mean the parsing bit was helpful that I've already done it, so knowing like some of the edge cases and stuff. But
yeah, I saw when you had that Yoda style syntax, I was like, yep, he wrote something similar to this in C before.
Oh yeah, definitely. That just comes automatic sometimes.
Same. Yeah, I started as a C programmer too, so I feel your stress. I haven't done it in probably a decade, so you probably have it more recently than I do. But anyway, okay, cool. So that's good. Riddick's PR with the generation of the protobufs for PHP is in, which I'm really excited about, that we'll have those. And so I think his next step will be to start sending traces using the protobuf method for the OTLP exporter. I guess we probably eventually have to do that for Zipkin and Jaeger too, but I think that the OTLP bit is probably gonna be the easiest and probably the one that we'll do first. I did some validation for PHP 8 support. We'll have to update some libraries and make some changes. The PHP 8, the actual release is on the 27th. So I figured that's when I will be able to, like, I don't want to do pre-release stuff right before the release, because I'm sure that like a lot of these libraries will change shenanigans around really quickly right at the end. So I'll probably pick that back up after PHP 8's released. I think, let's see what else. Oh, dog fooding and user research is something that I'm looking through the issues as we're talking now. Dog fooding and user research is something that we need to figure out how to do, but I don't know who's going to be the right person to do that. I think that's going to be somebody that doesn't work on the project right now. The idea behind that ticket number 206 is to get somebody that is familiar with PHP but not with OpenTelemetry PHP to implement the OpenTelemetry PHP client in something that they have and give feedback based on that implementation strategy. If anybody has any ideas of people or projects that might be interested in that, I'll probably post again about that in the OpenTelemetry PHP channel and see if I can get anybody to give some feedback. I know Darla Bora was doing some. Maybe he can give us that feedback if he has it. So that'll be nice. The other thing that I was going to talk about, Fami, have you done asynchronous programming in PHP before? I've like dabbled in it a little bit, but it seems really, really complicated for no positive reason.
I have not.
Yeah. I asked about it in channel last. Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, ask about it in channel last week and didn't get a lot of response. I think that it's that the sum observer, up down sum observer, and value observer issues are going to be difficult because of that asynchronicity. I don't think that means we shouldn't try and do them, but I think that that's something that we have to be aware of. And I'm probably going to try and do some research on that this week, see if I can at least start to understand that a little better, because my knowledge is very cursory.
Yeah, I have very limited knowledge in that bit. And I was actually going to ask about that because that seems like that's the last bit of the metrics API. Really.
Yeah, I probably need to go back through the spec again and look at all the recent changes. I'm sure that I can come up with a bunch more tickets for this project based on the way that they're still changing the spec, which is, I guess I understand it because it's a huge spec that's going to be living forever, but there's probably some things that we'll have to go back and change, but that's on my list of things to do too. Okay. So I think that covers pretty much everything. The mutation testing, I think, what's his name? Anumam is working on. And then I think that covers all the issues that we have open right now. Amber's PR got merged, so that one's the associated spans with tracer provider. Yeah, so I think that we're like on track to cover all of these issues at least somewhat soon. But so that means I probably need to go back and make some more based on the knowledge that I have.
Cool. Yep. Yeah, I think the next thing I'm going to work on is trying to integrate that test service for the W3C triggers. Do you want me
to make an issue for that? I was going to say, do you want me to make an issue for that?
Yeah, because that's a bit different from the issue that we have in there for the W3C.
So that would be W3C trace context. What would you call this ticket? W3C trace context.
Test service or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll fill out that issue after this.
Cool.
And all right, I
think for that one, I wonder if we should make it something that runs in the CI or just something that's there where you that's in like you can just run a make command and it does it, but it's a local type of thing. Because it's one of those things where no one's really going to be doing a lot of work that will break the trace context propagation. But it's a good thing to run once in a while once it's implemented.
I think, yeah, at least from my experience, what we've done so far that's actually seemed to work out pretty well is we come up with the make definition first, and then we add it to the CI when we feel like something's going to actually break if you make a change to code and, whatever. But I'm open. It doesn't bother me if you wanted to add that test into CI. I just know that one will probably, if it's got a separate service and it has to do a bunch of validation checks or whatever, that might just be more annoying. Not annoying, but it'll take longer for the CI. So maybe we can, I think having a make file that handles that would probably be sufficient for now. We could, and then we can add it to GitHub Actions later when we deem that it's something that could potentially cause huge problems.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, because it's one of those things where it just has a bunch of stuff to do to spin it up, and then the actual running of the test is really quick. But that's annoying to do every time a TR is put up. So yeah, okay, I'll just make it like a manual runnable thing first, and then we can decide later on whether we need
Cool.
it. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Works for me.
Awesome.
Yep, that's all I got. Rick, did you have anything else you want to talk about? I think that's it. All right, well, I'm not now. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna cancel our meeting for next week because of Thanksgiving, but we'll pick up the week after that.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll catch y'all later.
Bye-bye.